Okay, and so everything up to and including the melogenesis will be on the lab practical. So what do we have right here?
Tooth.
Very good. Dentistry is in your future. Okay, well, I didn't bring the models in, but we have a few things right here. So what is this thing right there? Medial nasal prominence. And what is this one right there? Lateral nasal prominence. And what is this groove that we see right in there? Nasolacrimal groove. And how about this right there? What is that? Maxillary prominence.
Can you call them swellings?
Yeah, you can call them swellings. Or process. Okay, I did put a section up on demonstration that showed Rathke's pouch. This one does not, but it does show the neurohypophysis coming down in about the same area. But you can also see the branchial arches down here and also the developing tongue. But that one was on the up for demonstration. That is, no, it could be on. Who knows? And then we also had these structures that we saw, which are the auricular hillocks. And what is this structure right in between all six of those? Okay, well, that may go to cut up wrong. Okay, how about that thing right there? Meckel's cartilage. And what is this? Developing mandible. And what's that? Tongue. Okay. And what stage do we see right there? Cap stage. And right there, and right there, what do we have? Vestibular lamina. Okay, and that right there again would be Meckel's cartilage. And here we see the developing mandible. We have that nice trough. There is a tooth bud there. It looks like cap stage there and there. There's the nasal septum coming down. So these right here that were directed in this direction, not quite fused, those would be what? Well, it comes from the maxilla, but those would be those palatal shelves. There they are. They're fused in that line right there. Okay, so if we have the palate, what is this right here? Oral cavity. Okay, what's this? Tooth in situ. But if we take a closer look at this, we see some bone right there and some bone there, and on the outside of each one of those, what area would this be in here? Cortical plate. And we have a line of soft tissue right there. What is that? Periosteum. Okay, we've got the PDL, which we've not covered yet, and also we have dentin, and we have a line of odontoblasts on the periphery of the pulp. Okay, well, if we look at that closer, what is this tissue specifically right here? Bundle bone. Now, on the lab practical, were you to call that alveolar bone? Yeah, I'd probably count that right. Okay, it is part of alveolar bone. So bundle bone is part of alveolar bone, but alveolar bone also includes this kind of bone right there. And what is this? Lamellar bone. Okay, and how about this that we see right there? What is that? Resting line. And how about these things coming in? Sharpie's fibers. Okay, well, that's the same slide. So let's go on. Okay, well, this is polarized light microscopy in the same field. We can see those osteons there. There's the bundle bone, and there are the Sharpie's fibers going into the bundle bone. And right there, there's that periosteum. And later on, we will learn what that is called after it leaves the bone, the alveolar bone. Okay, and well, right here, have just a hint of what? A reversal line, and that kind of changes into a resting line right there. So we're still in the alveolar bone, still in the bundle bone. But in this case, we see that we also have some spongy bone in that alveolar process. Okay, and yeah, all right there, what is that again? Resting line. And there's the surface, and lining that surface, there would be a layer of cells, which would be classified as what? Osteoblasts. Now they could be quiescent, and they also are said to form a functional end osteum. Okay, well, let's see. More resting lines, more bundle bone, more Sharpie's fibers, and some more lamellar bone right there. Okay, well, going all the way around, you can see that right there, going all the way around that way, we see a layer, and that layer would be what? Outer circumferential lamella. There's the apex of the tooth. I will not ask you the names of the vessels or nerves in that area. That's a subject for gross anatomy. If we look down here, we can find that outer circumferential lamella again, and right here, what would that be? Inner circumferential lamella, which would be lined with an end osteum. Okay, and how about this line we see right there? More reversal lines, and more right there as well. And those fibers would be what? Sharpie's fibers. In this particular micrograph, we close down the iris diaphragm a little bit to get a little diffraction pattern on those Sharpie's fibers, kind of bring them out a little bit. Okay, and what is this? TMJ. And right here, what is this structure that we see? Articular eminence, and up here we'd have what? Glenoid fossa. And how about this right here? Bit of the condyle, what's this thing? The articular disc, which is made up of what kind of tissue? Dense, fibrous, connective tissue. Okay, let's go on here. And this is the articular eminence. And if I were to put the pointer right there, what would be the correct answer? Articular lamina. If I put it down here, it'd be the articular zone. And then this tissue is what? Fibrocartilage. And here's the head of the condyle. And so right there would be what? Articular lamina, articular zone. And we have what tissue? Fibrocartilage, and this layer right there would be what? Calcified fibrocartilage. Almost exactly like what we see in endochondral bone formation in the long bone, but not quite. And this is the articular disc, and all of these fibers in here would be what? Collagen, yeah. Occasionally you find a little fibrocartilage in there, but mostly it's just going to be dense, fibrous, connective tissue. How about this tissue? What is this? Dentin, yeah, in cross section. Can you hear me in the back? Yeah. Is that better? Okay, so if this is dentin, what dentin specifically is right in here? intertubular. Now this is a demineralized section, so the peritubular dentin actually is gone, but it would be lining each one of those dentinal tubules. Okay, how about this tissue that we see right here? In general, what is this tissue? Dentin. And how about these nice fine lines that we see going in this direction? Lines of von Ebner, and what is that right there? Line of Owen. Which way is this developing? Is this going from this side to that side, or that side to that side? Okay, it's going from this direction on the left over towards the right? No. Okay, it starts out here and goes towards the pulp. Okay. And we see those lines of von Ebner even better right here, so there they are. We don't really see the lines of Owen. But these structures going in this direction are what? Dentinal tubules. Okay, and this is an example of what? Okay, we've got predentin right here, we've got odontoblasts, but this mineralization pattern would be what kind of mineralization? Globular or calcospheric mineralization. So if that was globular or calcospheric mineralization, what are these? Interglobular dentin. So that's interglobular dentin, and right here specifically, what is this layer we see right there? Mantle dentin, and this would be what? Circumpulpal dentin. This isn't going to be any fun tomorrow. I'm not stumping any of you guys. Okay, what is that line right there? EEJ. Okay, well, we have some more of the interglobular dentin. In this case, it looks rather black. In fact, it looks as though we took that with polarized light microscopy. Let's go on to the next slide here. And right here, we see these dark lines. What are those? Another one right there. Dead tracks. Okay, and more of the what? Interglobular dentin. Favorite question on standardized tests. And what is this we see right there? Tomes granular layer. And that would make this the cementum, which we've not really covered yet. Okay, well, what is this? This right here, this marks the change from this kind of dentin to this kind. So what kind of dentin do we see right here? Secondary. And so from here down to there, that would be what? Primary dentin. So this would be the specifically circumpulpal. Now if we follow these down, what is this in here? Tertiary dentin. And these are what? Dentinal tubules, and we have these collaterals, and those collaterals travel through canaliculi. Right there we see a enamel spindle that's formed, which is not on the test. Okay, so secondary dentin, and what is this again? Tertiary dentin. Pretty typical, irregular tertiary dentin. Those dentinal tubules kind of meander around a little bit, and this is a pulp chamber that's filled in towards the crown with tertiary dentin. In fact, it looks as though that's what's left of the pulp chamber right there. Okay, well, more tertiary dentin. Just a hint of the secondary dentin, circumpulpal dentin, and then the mantle dentin. And nice dead tracks here, and again, those often come down from areas of trauma. See a band coming down, and there's more tertiary dentin right there. And this thing right there is what? Dead track.